Hey guys, this is Red with a cleaning video on the Mark IV. Now, I just spent 10 minutes getting the gun apart and talking and getting everything straight, and I knocked the tripod over, the phone fell and it stopped recording. So, I guess I can also give you a quick rundown of pretty much everything I just said, since I probably wasted too much time on it. Anyway, so I have this is the lubricant. I'm just going to show you real quick some of the stuff that I use or have used in the past. I've used this Hops gun cleaner. It came with the lubricant, however I usually just use rim oil. Got some cotton swabs. Have some barrel cleaning supplies, which I'm not going to clean the barrel just because it does not need to be cleaned. However, that's just giving you a visual of what will be used. Also have this little screwdriver. I don't remember where I got it from. However, it has these little teeny tiny bits. It was like $1. And what you can do with it is you take it and scrape all the gunk out off parts. And it works very well for that. I have 3 picks, which can all come in handy. I have a 90-degree pick, a hook pick, and just a straight pick. So, got them. Like I said, I got all the upper apart, and I lost all that. So, I'm going to show you all how you would take it apart by putting it back together. Which I guess I can talk about this here in a minute. And also have a little mini towel. So, excuse me. What we're going to do is take some Q-tips and put them off to the side. And we're going to take our bolt. Now, it's completely stripped. There's nothing inside of it. We're going to move this stuff out the way. Now, it's pretty common sense, what I'm about to say, but just in case, don't lose any little parts. When I took this apart the very first time I got it, I shot the firing pin and this little spring right here. Well, you all can see that. Yeah. Shot that straight across the room. It took me about an hour to find it. So, don't go losing anything. Now, for the bottom of your bolt, see if I can focus this, right here in these little grooves, I'll just take some rim oil. I don't know what happened to my, that's not even the camera. I don't know what happened to my little straw, but it's really not that important in the grand scheme of things. Man, hold on a second. It's hard trying to remember what I've already said and haven't said. Either way, I'm just gonna give it a quick rundown. I'm not trying to do a complete piece by piece. It's just gonna show you what I personally do to clean it. I'm not gonna get it perfectly scrubbed clean because I don't want this being an hour-long video. But just to give you an idea of what I do, I think this will work pretty well. You can take a 90-degree pick and go in here and kind of just scrape to see what comes off of it. Or you can take a little screwdriver like this, a little flathead, put it right in there, and you can just scrape all the gunk right up. And it works quite well for that. So I'll go ahead and do the other side, and then we'll move on to the bottom. Alright, now this is where it's going to be the most gunky. Let's see if I can bring you all down a little bit for this. There we go. Without knocking anything over here. Alright. So, right up in here, it's going to be pretty disgusting. You can use a little flathead, you can use a little pick, you can rip the cotton off of here. I'm sure somebody has another cool idea. I just haven't heard of it yet. However, I prefer a little screwdriver. You can take it, and if you get one small enough, you can run it right in between there. Nice and gunky. However, just take it, run it through, catch a bunch of gunk. Get this side, catch a bunch of gunk. Yeah, see if y'all can see it. It's quite a bit of crud. And this is the most important part you want cleaned. I apologize if I'm repeating myself, but this is where the magic happens for the most part. The biggest thing on the lower is just your trigger. You don't want that getting all gunked up, but for the most part, not too much travels down there. I'm not gonna take out all the guts in the lower, just because a simple wipe down will suffice. And that's what I normally do. I've taken it apart a few times and cleaned it, but every time I've taken it apart, it's never really been that bad. So until it really looks like I'm about to start having some trouble, I'm just going to leave it the way it is and go from there. So this looks about good right there. Now we can flip it up and right around these little corners. Take and you can scrape all that off. And like I said, you can use a little pick too. A pick works just as good. You can see it. It catches all the gunk. And when you get all this gunk out, when you clean it, it really just makes it last longer until you have to clean it again. Some people will clean their guns every time they shoot it. I used to clean this every time I shot it. But in reality, marks can go a long time before they really need to be cleaned. So, yeah, it's certainly a personal preference as to when you want to clean it. If you want to clean it every other time, that's fine. Normally, if I don't feel like cleaning it, I'll just wipe it down, and then the next time I plan on cleaning it, then I'll take and I'll get all the little gunk out here and there. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to hit this with some rim oil and set it off to the side somewhere, right about there. And then I'm going to bring in all the little pieces, other little pieces. There we go. And I'm just going to wipe them down. There's not really too much to scrape out. There's not too many small spaces. There's these couple of holes, but they're not getting gunked up with nothing. So, gonna wipe this down while that rim oil kind of soaks in a little bit. Then we're gonna wipe that down one more time. I swear I haven't been drinking tonight. I don't know why I'm talking weird. But yeah, we're gonna let that sit. Clean up little pieces. And this will save you a little bit of time. Always keep your hands busy. Nice clean. Set that down there. There. Alright. We can go ahead and wipe this down and get cleaning this. Now this actually gets very, very, very dirty. Nice and gunky. So, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a Q-tip first and just wipe as much of it off as I can. Just as much as I can. And then I'm going to take and I'm going to pull it down a little bit. Okay, maybe I'm not because you all can't see. the idea is you want to clean underneath of it. Right up in here. Got all these little pieces. Let's see how much gunk comes off in there. Let's see if I can do this. It's also all on the spring too. So it's your call if you want to wipe that down first. But you can just pull it down. And take your towel, washcloth, whatever. Decompress a little bit more. Wipe my fingers off. And I'm actually holding it down here. This is the top. You can give it a couple twists and then let it fly back up. And if you see, right there and right there, nice and dirty. This is a pretty quick cleaning. I'm trying to go over the key points on how to clean it in depth. There we go. But also how just to go over it really quick without wasting too much time. So, got that straight. Take your claw. Give that a quick little wipe down. That a quick little wipe down. Make it look nice and pretty. And if you want, you can take that little pin. Excuse me. And then give that a little wipe down. Now we're going to bring this back up here. And all I'm going to do is just dry it up. That's it. No more scraping, nothing like that. But I did want to talk about something else. I have not seen any other channel talk about this or do it. Maybe I just don't watch enough channels or nothing. I was wondering if we were to get to like 50 subscribers or something along those lines, because this is, you know, based on what you all want to see. You know, if I have an idea, I might make a video on it, but I want to, you know, show you how to clean something on whatever, you know, accuracy reviews, whatever you all want. But I was wondering if we got it big enough to where enough people could attend it. What if we were to do like a live tabletop review? You know, I mean, I've already done, I think, 2 reviews on the Mark IV. But what if, you know, just using it as an example, I have a Mark IV. You all have questions, and rather than people just watch the video, then ask questions in the comments, why not just host a live stream? You all can ask questions right then and there and have them answered. You know, normally if one person has a question, another person's thinking about it. So even if not everybody can attend it, that question will most likely still be asked. And since I don't edit anyway, you know, it really wouldn't be any different. It'd be uploaded immediately and wouldn't take me all night to post a review on something. I think it might be a really cool idea. You know, this channel's based around you, the viewers. Why not, you know, throw out some ideas and maybe do something? So that's just a thought that I had. I don't know if it ever happened. That's entirely up to you all. But here we have the upper. And I don't have sufficient light to show it all that well. But in here is nice and oily, nice and dirty. If I take this and run it through there, nice and black. So let's set that down for a second. I'm gonna take the rim oil. Just kind of get it in there nice and good. Go ahead and get the towel on wiping just the sides. And I'll show you why here in a second. Come into the back. Not all that dirty back there. Tip it over. inside there. Then get back up into here. Nice and dirty. Now, right here, that's probably the best view, where the bullet goes into the barrel, and then your little rim rests. It's gonna be nice. There we go. Gonna be nice and gunked up, as I'm sure you can see. Take the pick. I can point right in here. Nice and gunky. So this is another place where something like a little flathead comes in handy. The biggest reason I like the flathead the most is because of the surface area. You know, you have a lot more surface area, you can get a bunch of crap like that. So definitely just a little idea. And there's a little groove in here, if I can show it. Kind of. Right here. It's always filled with crap. And this bit just happens to fit very well. Like I said, I don't know if I can show it, but it fits very well in there. You can take it and just pull out all kinds of stuff. So maybe I should lift it up a little bit more again. Hold on a second. Y'all are about to go for a little ride. Set that down. Go back up gently. Take that back up. I think that's about the best I can do with the view. Nonetheless, you just want to scrape the gunk out, and then you can take a little Q-tip, run it around inside there, get it cleaned up pretty good. I'll do one or two more just to get the majority, and we will be done with this. Good enough. Now, like I said, let's move this out the way. I'm not going to pull the guts out on the lower. However, I'm just going to give it a wipe down. Now, I actually had this whole entire gun clean when I did the accuracy review. So all this gunk is just coming from about 40 rounds, because I used 20 in the video and I shot 30 more. So, to give you an idea, and this is how dirty it'll be after, you know, about 50 rounds or so. And then inside the upper, how dirty it'll be. So what you're gonna do, just kind of go around, wipe it down. If you can't get to it, a lot of powder, you know, whether it's burnt or unburnt, isn't going to be able to get to it that well either. Over time, it will accumulate. However, it's not going to be like direct contact, you know, getting piled nice and high with a bunch of gunk. Not going to be anything like that. So that's one good thing. My thing's getting undone. One good thing about the lower, you just take it, and wipe it down. For the most part, I think that looks pretty clean. Yeah, just for a quick rundown. That was what, 60 seconds? It's good to go. Now, if you're having issues with your trigger, then by all means go ahead, take it apart, and give it a good cleaning. That way you can rule out a bad trigger. I'd say probably every 2,500 rounds. That's when I would take the trigger assembly out and just everything else. And go ahead and take the safeties off and just strip the whole entire thing. And I'm gonna do a video on that too. Just that though, so it's not too horribly long of a video, because I don't even like sitting through long videos. We're at 20 minutes right now, and you know, it's just not very easy. And I'm not really the funniest person in the world to be listening to. So, I understand it. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our spring. Might as well go and do this. This is where your claw is going to go. So, as long as you didn't lose any of your pieces, and I did warn you about that, go ahead, drop your spring in. It's down in there. Now you want to line this up. Look, there's going to be two sides of it. There's going to be the rounded side and a flat side. You want the rounded side facing out. So we're going to take that ever so carefully, slide it down in there. And another good reason to have a pick around, if it does get a little twisted, you can spin it right around. Take a little claw, and all you're going to do is push it down in there. Let's see if I can line this up on camera and in person. Now, that's what I was trying to say. Since it is a spring, when you go pushing down on it, there's going to be resistance. Don't let go of it, because it will just fly right up. But you're going to take it, push it down, you're going to hear a click, and it's going to be good. Now, when I first was taking this apart, I was saying, before you take it apart, take your finger or your thumb and pull it back. It's only going to go so far back. Pull it back so you can have a feel for what it feels like when it's in there properly. Because sometimes it will click in there, but it's not set the way it's supposed to be. And then for taking it apart, my hand's nice and dirty now. Take a 90-degree pick. You can take other things, but this is what I found the most ease with. You're going to pull it back with your thumb. There is this little circle cut out right here. When you pull the extractor back, you're going to be able to get your pick right up in there. So we're going to take it, get your pick in there, grab your spring, pull that down. And this is easier to do. I'm used to doing this in my lap. I managed to do it in the first video. But you just kind of knock it out of place. And it will just fall right out. There we go. So, and then you're going to take your finger, ever so gently, take your pick out or whatever it was you used so your pieces don't go flying. And then, like I said, you just take your extractor, push it down in there. Might be helpful to actually line it up like I was just talking about. It will move very quickly. And this definitely gets easier with practice. So, just keep that in mind. So, that's in there. Dry my hands off real quick. Excuse me. Now, all we're doing is just putting everything back together. I'm going to put the firing pin back in. I don't know if I can get a good enough point. If you have the gun in front of you, you'll see what I'm saying. There's a little hole in there where everything would just slide into. So, it's easier if you go ahead, put that back together. It's going to go down in there like this. It's going to slide it right down in. Take it. Slide it right down in there nice and flat, and I already screwed it up. I'm not sure if I've already said it or not, but it's definitely harder doing everything through a camera than it is, you know, first person right here in front of you. And the way I have everything set up, I can't see right in front of me. All it is just this camera. So bear with me. You're just gonna drop that back in there like this. Alright. Now, your little roll pin is going to go back in its original home. And you are going to have to press the little pin forward so the pin will go back into there. This is very hard the first 3 or 4 times you take the gun apart. I don't know if you just, you know, like get like a not really a muscle memory, but it gets easier with time. I'm not sure if it's the parts breaking in or if it's just knowledge is beginning to help you out. Pop this back on here. Line everything up straight. And your bolt is all back to good. And then real quick, what I do is before I put the upper back on, I normally coat it in rim oil when I'm done cleaning it. I'll do the barrel once the gun's back together, but I'm going to go ahead and do towards the bottom so it doesn't drip all on the lower part of the pistol. And what I'm going to do is I don't have the towel that I usually use to put the rim oil on, so we're going to wing it with this one. Take it, fold it up, something like that. Maybe one more time just for ease. Take the rim oil. It's very thick, so we're going to coat it the best we can. And we're going to take it, we're just going to give it a little wipe towards the bottom here. And like I said, we can do the top here in a second. Just want to get the parts that we don't want to be touching later. Get inside there. I don't think I cleaned the bottom of this. No, it looks pretty dirty. Then you're going to take and you're going to assemble it back onto the lower. Or not. We're going to put the bolt back in it first, and then we're going to put it into the lower. And we're going to do it upside down too, I guess. Alright, no we're not. We're going to put it on there the right way. Take your thumb, pull it down, do a function test. Excuse me. 1, 2, 3. Empty magazine, so nobody gets shot. Only person here is the dogs. I don't want my dogs getting shot. So the slide locks back. It's great. I hit the slide release, and it went forward. So everything worked well there. I do want to go ahead and say real quick that with the slide release, while you do want to break them in so that they are usable, and this is just with any gun, not just the Mark IV, you do want to make sure that you don't constantly throw the bolt forward with the slide release. You want to get used to slingshotting it from the back just to save wear and tear. Because if you always use this, especially on 22 where you might shoot 1,000 rounds in a day, that's at least, that's what, 100 times 10 is 1,000, so that's 100 times you've hit that slide release. And wear and tear works pretty quick when you get using it that much. So, I'm gonna go ahead, hit this towel one more time, and then we're just gonna do the barrel and up over here. No, I'm not really showing it all that well, but it's also not really difficult, just wiping it down. You don't want too much excess on there. And then we can also get the back. And if you want to, you can get your sights. Just don't press too hard. You don't want to get throwing off your accuracy just because you push something too hard. And have a nice and shiny, oiled up pistol. And then for the lube, I take this little Hops lubricating oil, and right on this guide rod, I'm going to take and put 1.5 drops. Normally it's just one, but that was going to spill. I'll hold it upside down for a second and take the magazine out so it'll go forward, start forward. And your guide rod's going to be nice and lubed. I really don't see the point in lubing anything else. You know, that's the biggest component on this gun. So, work it a couple times. And these 2 little drops got nice and good. You don't want to over lube it. You don't want to run it uber dry. So that's what I do. Like I said, this is kind of just a what I do for, precise cleaning, but at the same time it's also what I do just for a quick cleaning. So you can use it how you wish. You can do it your own way, somebody else's way. This is just the way I do it. I'm sorry this video is 30 minutes long. Just imagine if I took apart the lower and everything else. I tend to go on and drag stuff out, and I do apologize for it. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, please, feel free to leave a comment, or you can message me on YouTube. Let me know if you've stuck through this video this long. Let me know what you think about doing a live stream. I really think it'd be a cool thing to do. You all can ask questions. If I don't know the answer to the question, I'll just tell you I don't know. But I can show you it firsthand. If you don't get a good view on something, I just really see a lot of opportunities with that in terms of satisfying both me for making a video and then you all for the questions that you want answers to. I'm pretty sure I covered, all the aspects of it. Of course, with a barrel cleaning, you'll just take your little rod and bit, just push it down the barrel a couple times. That's kind of a simple thing. And also for the sights, I wanted to point out this LCP. If you don't want to buy a fiber optic, you can take some paint and paint the front sight. I have a rifle that has neon green nail polish, and it works very well. The biggest advantage to having a fiber optic, though, is it takes in light and definitely makes that front sight much more noticeable. But I've gone on long enough. I hope you all have a great day, great night, whatever it is when you're watching this. If you watch this whole entire video, I really do thank you. Stay tuned for the next accuracy review. I promise I'll have it out soon. See y'all.